It's only been a little more than a year since Ubisoft charmed us with Grow Home, but with Grow Up, the adorably awkward climbing and exploring experience has matured and expanded thanks to a grab bag of new ideas. As a sequel, Grow Up fails only to put a meaningful new spin on the original's concepts to the point where they renewed the touch of childlike wonder that came from discovering them. As before, this is a brief but colorful romp with a robot named Bud who climbs and collects things with sleepy ragdolly actions. In Grow Up, though, there are a few smart additions to help with that, and a larger world for finding new abilities and challenges. Moving back and forth across the deserts and mushroom forests where Bud's ship crashed, for instance, is just as important as the dogged emphasis on climbing up to reach the main wreckage on the planet's moon. Grow Up is usually more concerned with improving the experience that worked so well last year, and it generally succeeds aside from inherited complications like an occasionally uncooperative camera. The core act of climbing with the seesaw use of the gamepad's two triggers remains intact, but it's the other toys that Bud finds while exploring that make Grow Up especially enjoyable. Among others, there's a ball that lets him roll across the landscape, Metroid style, and the ability to coast over wide gaps with a glider. You can switch between these tools with ease, granting a sense of freedom the original rarely had. It also introduces tools that inspire more creativity. Bud can scan most of the strange and useful plants he finds and replicate them at will, allowing him to place bouncing mushrooms precisely where he needs them, or stalks that act as ladders for hard-to-reach places. It's a concept that seemingly hints that Grow Up has lots of brain-teasing climbing puzzles in store, but disappointingly, there's rarely a real need to use the plants aside from occasional optional challenge areas. Most of the time, Bud gets along just fine with the environmental objects that are already laid out, such as the giant star plants that wind upward toward the stars. So, Grow Up doesn't feel terribly different from Grow Home, other than its larger world, but its main achievement is to strengthen some of the predecessor's weak points. The drive to climb on top of everything remains, and the 4 to 6 hour journey is full of that simple pleasure. For more on Grow Up, stick with IGN.